Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing the life you've been chasing isn't the life you truly want. The success, the noise, the endless scrolling, it's all been training your mind in the wrong direction.
Mm.
What if I told you that peace, purpose, and clarity aren't found in the chaos of doing more, but in the silence of doing less?
It's a powerful thought.
Jay Shetty's Think, like a monk, takes us into a world where ancient wisdom collides with modern struggle. And what you'll hear might completely flip the way you see your own mind.
Yeah, it's not just typical self-help.
No, it's like a survival guide for your thoughts. And in today's deep dive, we're unlocking the very first steps. Hello, everyone. Hi, all, and welcome to Book Podcast Zone. I'm Emma,
And I'm John.
ready to help you connect the dots and explore what this incredible material means for your life right here, right now.
We've got a fascinating deep dive ahead of us, focusing on Jay Shetty's Think Like a Monk. Our mission today is really to extract the most important nuggets of knowledge from his transformative book. Right. The aim is to give you a shortcut, sort of, to being well-informed about cultivating a monk mindset in the modern world.
Exactly. Think of this as your personal journey to peace, purpose, and clarity, starting with the very foundations of his teachings. Let's get into it.
What's fascinating here is how Jay Shetty, drawing from his own experiences as a monk, bridges ancient monastic wisdom, from Vedic texts to the Bhagavad Gita, with the relentless pace of our busy digital lives in 2025.
That bridge is so key, isn't it? Making it relevant now.
Absolutely. We'll be diving into his foundational principles of let go, grow, and give, making sure you walk away with practical strategies and a fresh perspective on what truly matters.
Especially for listeners here in the U.S.
Right. And it's not about becoming a literal monk, shaving your head or anything.
No, definitely not.
It's about integrating their powerful mindset into your everyday existence wherever you are.
Okay, let's unpack this first big concept from Jay Shetty, identity. He starts with a powerful wake-up call, asking us to imagine waking up in a bustling city bombarded by ads and social feeds telling us who to be.
Yeah, that feeling.
Yet feeling profoundly lost. He argues our sense of self is often hijacked by outside influences, whether it's family expectations, cultural norms, or, viral trends.
So what does this initial challenge to our identity truly mean for us, especially given how pervasive those external influences are today?
Well, that's a critical question, isn't it? Because Shetty's opening premise compels us to ask, who are we, truly, when we strip away all that external noise?
And he draws from ancient Vedic teachings that emphasize atmavichara, which is this profound process of self-inquiry. It's designed to peel back layers of conditioned identity.
So it's not just thinking about it casually.
No, it's deeper. It's a real investigation into your true nature. Shetty urges us to audit our lives, which means really looking at where our time, our money, our screen time actually goes.
Like personal inventory.
Exactly. Are these allocations truly matching what lights us up inside, what aligns with our deepest values? Or are they dictated by external pressures, by what society or social media tells us we should be doing or achieving?
That's like checking your internal compass against all that external programming.
That's a great way to put it.
He calls this a personal detox. It's about ditching what he calls lower vibes, essentially, the draining, self-centered emotions and pursuits like jealousy, anger, or that endless chase for fame and superficial validation.
Things that ultimately don't fulfill you.
Right. Instead, you consciously pursue higher ones, such as compassion, gratitude, and purposeful service, which he says lead to real sustainable joy.
This feels particularly relevant now in 2025. Algorithms are curating our feeds more than ever, almost pre-programming our desires before we even know we have them.
It's kind of scary when you think about it. So how does Shetty's approach functionally disrupt that feedback loop? How do we break free?
Well, what's truly insightful here is how Shetty's tips help you reclaim your narrative in an age where algorithms often shape our perception of self. His brilliance isn't just in telling you to detox, it's offering specific mental counter-strategies to that algorithm-driven identity hijacking.
Okay, like practical tools.
Exactly. Think about the personalized wellness tech booming in the U.S. Smartwatches tracking every metric, AI-powered apps suggesting habits. These tools are powerful, sure.
But they can also dictate things.
Right. Shetty emphasizes using them to serve your authentic self, not define it. By forcing a consistent internal audit of where your energy goes and maybe journaling your values, not just your steps.
Values, not just metrics.
Precisely. You create a cognitive barrier against that external programming. You're effectively short-circuiting the very mechanism social media uses to define you.
So you're choosing what inputs shape you rather than passively accepting them.
You got it. You're taking back control of the narrative.
Let's bring this to life with some US-based examples. Consider how social media challenges and trends, like the whole quiet quitting movement a while back, or maybe the main character energy trend, how they've shaped how people view their careers and personal lives.
Yeah, those trends blow up fast.
They do, and Shetty's point isn't about whether quiet quitting is good or bad, but about asking if your participation in it is authentic to your core values, or is it just another external hijack?
Right. Is it a conscious choice or just going with the flow?
Think about young professionals in tech hubs like Silicon Valley or Austin. They might feel immense pressure to conform to a specific successful identity. The startup founder, the coding genius, the angel investor.
Well, it's specific mold, yeah.
They might be chasing prestige or venture capital, but deep down, maybe they yearn for something simpler, a different kind of contribution.
Shetty's call is to actively audit your life if your calendar is packed with meetings for a job you dread, or your credit card statements show purchases just to impress others.
Those are red flags.
Big ones. They're signs you might be living someone else's definition of success.
Exactly. It's about continually asking, is my pursuit of this promotion or that new car truly aligned with my deepest values? Or is it just the default path society presents, a path that might not lead to genuine fulfillment?
And this isn't just abstract thinking, right?
No, not at all. It's about making tangible decisions, like saying no to commitments that drain your energy, even if they look good on paper.
Or choosing a different career path, even if it's less prestigious or, harder for your friends and family to understand.
Right. The goal is to feel that profound freedom that comes from aligning every decision, big or small, with your core.
It's like an active process of self-sculpting, building a life that is authentically yours.
Not just a reflection of external expectations or the latest social media mandate.
Spot on. It's about that consistent, conscious choice to be your true self.
Feel that shift, listeners. That's the freedom of aligning with your true self. For more insights like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and share for more updates. Okay, moving on from identity, Jay Shetty tackles negativity. He describes it like a storm cloud hovering over your day, fueled by endless gripes and comparisons.
We've all been there. That cloud.
Definitely. It's not just a bad mood, he says, but a contagious emotional state. It can really drag others down, too.
So how does he suggest we combat something so pervasive, so sticky?
Well, he offers some clever ways, drawing inspiration from monastic practices of mindfulness, which are rooted in Buddhist and Vedic traditions.
Right. Monks trained to observe thoughts without getting swept away by them. They cultivate this kind of detached awareness.
Exactly. Shetty advises us to spot those sneaky habits, like constant complaining or criticizing, whether it's about the traffic, the weather, a colleague, you name it.
Things we often do on autopilot.
Totally. Then it's crucial to pause, breathe, and try to understand the roots of these negative thoughts. Often, he says, they stem from fear or hurt, maybe unmet expectations, or just feeling powerless.
Recognizing the source is the first step, right?
Yeah.
To diffuse their power.
Yes. It allows you to choose your response rather than just getting pulled into that reactive spiral.
Once you've identified the root, the next step is swapping those negative patterns for uplifting alternatives.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Instead of, say, ranting about how bad your commute was, maybe you turn it into a kind request to your employer for more flexible hours, focusing on a solution.
That makes sense. And what about handling negative people in our lives? That's a big one.
He unpacks strategies for finding a balance of positive influences to keep our own energy high. It's about building a kind of mental immune system.
A resilience against that onslaught of pessimism that can surround us daily.
Yeah, and in 2025, with social media practically amplifying doom scrolling, these strategies feel more vital than ever.
Oh, absolutely. The constant stream of negative news or, performative outrage you might encounter on platforms like X or Facebook, it's draining.
Totally. Shetty suggests something like a positivity ratio challenge.
Yeah.
Actively seeking out uplifting content to counterbalance the negative.
So like a mental diet.
Pretty much. If you spend 30 minutes doom scrolling, maybe balance it with 90 minutes of an uplifting podcast, or a conversation with a genuinely positive friend, or engaging with content that actually inspires rather than depresses.
It's about conscious consumption of information for your mental well-being, recognizing that your mental diet is just as important as your physical one.
Couldn't agree more.
And we see this play out in our everyday lives, don't we? From the water cooler complainers in an office building in downtown Chicago.
Whose negativity can just subtly drain an entire team.
Right. Or the comment sections on local news sites reflecting community grievances that can quickly spiral into just toxic arguments. Shetty's advice could be applied by, say, a parent in suburban Maryland choosing to listen to an uplifting podcast on their commute instead of the morning news cycle, which often focuses on crime and politics.
That simple switch could dramatically alter their mood before they even start their day.
Or a small business owner in Atlanta consciously choosing to limit their exposure to negative online reviews by maybe focusing on positive customer interactions and feedback instead of getting bogged down by a few outliers.
Yeah, focusing on the good. The idea is to emerge from that storm clearer and lighter, ready to spread good vibes instead of perpetuating the cycle of negativity. It's a proactive choice to protect your mental space.
Indeed. It's about taking proactive steps to curate your mental environment, just as you'd curate your physical space.
And it's not about ignoring problems or being, blissfully ignorant.
Yeah.
It's about approaching challenges from a place of strength and clarity, rather than being consumed by their negativity. That's a fundamental shift in how we engage with the world. Gives us agency over our emotional state.
Ready to clear those storm clouds. For more strategies on creating a positive mindset, like, subscribe, and share for more updates. Okay, next up, let's dive into one of the most powerful emotions, fear. Jay Shetty describes that heart-pounding, palms-sweaty feeling when you're on the edge of a big leap, but fear just grips you tight.
We all know that feeling.
Definitely. But his approach is interesting. He wants us to transform this foe into a friend. How does he reframe this universal experience?
Well, this concept is deeply tied to clinging too hard to fleeting things.
Yeah.
That's a lesson straight from the Bhagavad Gita's teachings on detachment and impermanence.
Ah, detachment again.
Yes. The Gita emphasizes performing actions without attachment to the results, understanding that everything is transient. So Shetty encourages us to rate our fears.
Rate them, like on a scale.
Kind of. To really look at them head on, spot their patterns, and then consciously loosen our grip on attachments like status, a particular job title, or material possessions.
So it's the attachment that fuels the fear.
Largely, yes. His insight is that by mentally rating your fears and consciously detaching from the specific thing you're afraid of losing, be it prestige or a secure job, you paradoxically create the psychological space to act.
Interesting. So detachment frees you up.
Exactly. This detachment, counterintuitively, frees you to grow because you're no longer paralyzed by the potential loss of something you're clinging so tightly to.
That makes sense. And it's rooted in monastic life, right? Where monks embrace change as constant and are often detached from worldly possessions.
Precisely. Shetty illuminates how to use fear as fuel for bold actions rather than allowing it to cause paralysis.
It's about shifting your internal dialogue from what if I fail to what if I fly.
Yeah, asking what else is possible. It's a mental reframe that transforms a perceived threat into an opportunity for expansion.
And considering our current climate in 2025, especially with the uncertain job market and the rapid shifts brought by AI, this feels really relevant.
Extremely relevant. Many Americans might be feeling a significant fear of job displacement or the urgent need to totally reskill, maybe enter entirely new industries.
So how does Shetty's advice apply there?
It's incredibly practical. Apply this by detaching from old career paths or the idea of a linear career progression. Instead of being paralyzed by the fear of change,
You'd pivot.
pivot with gratitude for what you've learned and what new opportunities might arise. If AI can handle routine tasks, what new, creative, human-centric roles can you embrace? How can your fear become a catalyst for learning and adapting?
Let's make this concrete with some U.S. examples. Imagine a seasoned manufacturing worker in Detroit seeing automation changing their industry and fearing their skills are becoming obsolete.
That fear could be paralyzing, right? Leading to inaction.
Totally. Shetty would encourage them to rate that fear, identify the attachment to their current role and its associated identity, and then use that fear to fuel a pivot.
Maybe retraining for a new AI-supported role in logistics or advanced robotics.
Or even starting a small business using their deep industry knowledge in a new way. Or think of a college graduate in San Francisco, maybe burdened by student loan debt, facing an uncertain future in a competitive tech landscape.
A common scenario.
Instead of defaulting to a safe but unfulfilling job just to pay the bills, Shetty's wisdom suggests detaching from the perfect outcome or the societal pressure to immediately land that high-paying tech job.
So embrace a side hustle
Wow.
or an unconventional path.
Exactly. With gratitude for the learning experience, seeing every challenge as an opportunity to build resilience and discover their true calling, rather than succumbing to the fear of not meeting external expectations.
It's about recognizing that fear is often a signal, not a stop sign. It's your mind highlighting something important, something you're attached to.
Right?
When we loosen our grip on the outcomes we desperately desire, like a specific job title, financial stability, a particular life path, we create space for adventure and peace in the unknown.
The thrill comes when fear dissolves, leaving that space open for growth and unexpected opportunities. It's a profound shift in perspective.
Absolutely.
Conquer your fears and embrace the unknown. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates to keep the adventure going. Now, let's talk about something many of us have experienced. Successes that feel, well, empty. After exploring how to shed external influences, fear, and negativity, Shetty guides us to look inward at the true drivers of our actions, our intentions.
Ah, yes, the why behind the what.
Exactly. He ranks them from fear and desire, which he calls quick fixes that fizzle, to duty and love, which are lasting sparks of joy. What's the core difference there, and how does he guide us to figure out our true intentions?
That's a crucial distinction. It echoes ancient Vedic wisdom on pure motives, particularly the concept of karma yoga from the Bhagavad Gita.
Which is about
Performing your duties with excellence, but without attachment to the results. It's about the action itself, not the reward. Shetty introduces what he calls a why ladder.
a why ladder. Sounds interesting.
It is. The idea is to climb deeper into your reasons for doing something by continuously asking why till you hit the heart of it.
Okay, walk me through an example.
Sure. Why do you want that promotion? Maybe to make more money. Okay. Why do you want more money? To buy a bigger house. Why a bigger house? To feel secure. Why feel secure? To provide for your family and feel fulfilled.
Ah, I see. The intention shifts from just money to family and fulfillment.
Precisely. This introspection reveals if your initial drive is truly sustainable and meaningful, or if it's just superficial.
He unpacks the idea of planting positive seeds in our choices, focusing on the journey over the prize. It's not just what you do, but why you do it.
And that why determines the lasting impact on your well-being. If the why is superficial, the satisfaction will be too. Fleeting.
But if the why is rooted in deeper purpose, the fulfillment endures. It becomes a wellspring of sustained energy, not just a quick rush.
Right. And with 2025's rise in purpose-driven startups, his ideas are more relevant than ever. There's a growing desire for businesses that do good, not just make money.
A shift in values, maybe.
Seems like it. Shetty inspires shifting from ego boosts, like building a company just to be a unicorn and get rich, to heartfelt contributions. Maybe volunteering virtually or launching a social enterprise aimed at solving a real-world problem.
The true magic happens when your everyday moves align with a deeper purpose, when your actions are driven by genuine intention, not just fleeting external validation.
That transforms mundane tasks into purposeful magic.
Let's connect this to some US-based examples. Think about the side hustle culture in America. Almost everyone seems to have one.
It's huge.
Many people start them initially for extra cash, driven by desire, but the ones that truly thrive and provide lasting satisfaction often shift their intention.
Towards serving a community need or expressing a deep passion.
Exactly, moving towards duty or love. For instance, a graphic designer in Brooklyn might start a small business designing logos, initially for money. But if their why ladder reveals a deeper intention to empower local small businesses with strong visual identities, helping them compete.
That shifts their entire approach and fulfillment. The money becomes a byproduct of their service.
Right. Or consider the surge in virtual volunteering platforms connecting people with causes globally. A person in Omaha, Nebraska might choose to tutor children in another country online.
Not for recognition or their resume.
But for the inherent joy of contribution, aligning their intentions with service and compassion. It's about infusing every action with a deeper why.
It's about sensing that profound shift as intentions align, turning even mundane tasks into purposeful magic. When you understand your deepest why, the work itself becomes more meaningful.
The effort feels less like a chore and more like a calling.
And the satisfaction lasts much, much longer than any fleeting external reward. This intentionality becomes a compass for your entire life, guiding every decision and interaction.
Transform your everyday into purposeful magic. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates that will inspire your intentions. Okay, so now that we've talked about letting go of what doesn't serve us, we've hopefully created some space. And it's into this liberated space that Jay Shetty invites us to begin the essential journey of grow, starting with cultivating a clear sense of purpose.
That big P word.
Exactly. So many of us feel lost in the daily grind, yearning for something more. Shetty lights the path to what he calls your dharma.
The term from ancient Eastern philosophy, often translated as your true purpose, your destiny, your righteous path.
But it can feel so elusive. How does he help us pinpoint this dharma?
That's where his approach really shines, I think. He pulls from ancient Vedic personality types like guides, creators, protectors, and maps out these quadrants to help us pinpoint what we truly love and excel at.
So it's about both passion and skill.
Yes, but there's more. The core message is to build on your strengths while simultaneously serving others. It's not just about what makes you happy or what you're good at in isolation.
It has to connect outward.
Right. It's about what makes you useful in the world, what unique contribution you can make that benefits others. Your dharma isn't just a personal quest, it's a social one.
Okay, so it's an intersection.
Exactly, an intersection of what I love, what I'm good at, what the world needs, and what I can be paid for. When those four quadrants align, that's where true purpose and true fulfillment can be found.
Shetty also emphasizes reframing even routine jobs for meaning, turning what might seem like mundane tasks into impactful roles. That really changes how you view your work, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's about finding the underlying impact of your actions, even if it's not immediately obvious from your job description.
And in 2025, with AI boosting creative fields and automating many repetitive tasks, this concept becomes even more exciting, you could say.
It does. It frees up human potential for more purpose-driven work. Imagine creators in the US using tools like generative art to solve community needs.
Okay, like how?
For example, an artist in Austin, Texas, could use AI to create murals that reflect local history or social issues, turning their passion for art into a public service that fosters community pride and awareness.
Using tech for connection.
Or a data analyst in Seattle, whose job might seem purely technical, could reframe their role by focusing on how their insights help improve local transportation or maybe resource allocation for underserved communities.
Serving the community directly through their specialized skills.
Exactly. This reframing transforms a job into a profound calling.
Let's look at some US-based examples. Think about the rise of the passion economy or creator economy, where individuals are building businesses around their unique talents, often outside traditional corporate structures.
Yeah, that's a big shift.
A baker in Portland, Oregon isn't just making pastries, right? They might see their purpose as bringing joy and comfort to their community through delicious food or creating a welcoming space for connection.
Finding meaning beyond the product itself.
Or a retired teacher in Florida volunteering to tutor underprivileged children. Their skills and passion for education directly serve others, creating immense fulfillment that, a paycheck alone couldn't provide.
Shetty is basically telling you, ignite that inner fire as you step into a life brimming with direction and impact, regardless of what your job title says.
It's about finding that deep alignment between who you are and what you contribute.
It's about finding that sweet spot. When these elements come together, it's not just about personal happiness, it's about a profound sense of usefulness and belonging in the world.
Find your dharma and ignite your inner fire. For more deep dives into purpose-driven living, like, subscribe, and share for more updates. Okay, continuing our journey of growth, Jay Shetty champions building routines that nurture both body and spirit. Imagine dawn breaking, and instead of chaos, you flow into a day of calm power.
That sounds appealing. It's directly inspired by monks' disciplined yet mindful days in ashrams.
Yeah. Exactly. So what are the key components of these routines, and how does Shetty ensure they truly contribute to inner peace, not just become another checklist?
Good question. He suggests starting with early rises, dedicating moments to gratitude, maybe reading for insight, practicing meditation, and incorporating movement. Simple things.
And winding down, too.
Yes, as the day winds down, he emphasizes reflection to seed positive tomorrows. But the key here, and what's fascinating, is staying present in these habits, avoiding autopilot.
It's not just what you do,
but how mindfully you do it. A simple action, performed with full awareness, can transform into a profound practice, anchoring you in the present moment rather than letting your mind drift off.
Shetty also talks about strategies for tying new routines to old ones, right? To make them stick.
Yes, like simply meditating right after you finish your morning coffee. This method, often called habit stacking, makes new habits easier to integrate.
You leverage the established pathways of old habits to reinforce new ones. Creates a seamless transition, hopefully.
Exactly. And in 2025, with hybrid work trends now the norm for so many, his routines offer powerful tools to combat burnout with focused, single-task flows.
Ah, the dreaded burnout.
Yeah. Think about the constant distraction of notifications, endless video calls, constantly toggling between tasks in a remote or hybrid environment. It's exhausting.
Totally.
Shetty's routines encourage dedicated blocks of time for focused work, followed by mindful breaks. This structured approach helps maintain energy and prevents the mental fatigue from constant context switching, builds resilience.
Let's look at some US-based examples. Many professionals across the US, from Silicon Valley to New York City, are grappling with Zoom fatigue and those blurred lines between work and home.
It's a real struggle.
Shetty's routine advice could help a remote worker in Denver, Colorado, maybe implement a monk mode morning.
Monk mode. I like it.
Waking up before emails start flooding in, spending maybe 15 minutes on a guided meditation app like Calm or Headspace, then enjoying a mindful breakfast before logging on.
Creates a clear boundary between personal time and work.
Or a busy parent in suburban Virginia could tie a new habit of journaling gratitude to their existing evening routine of preparing dinner.
So while vegetables are simmering, they quickly jot down 3 things they're grateful for from the day.
Exactly. Integrating mindfulness without feeling overwhelmed. It's about embracing a rhythm that turns ordinary days into extraordinary growth rather than just rushing through them reactively.
The power here is in intentionality. These aren't rigid rules, but flexible guidelines to create a life that feels less reactive and more aligned with your energy and goals.
Building resilience against the constant demands of modern life. Creating pockets of calm and focus.
So you can thrive, not just survive.
Ready to cultivate calm power. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates on building extraordinary routines. All right, continuing our focus on growth, let's tackle the mind itself. Jay Shetty addresses those moments when thoughts just race like a wild storm, pulling you every which way.
The monkey mind, as he calls it.
Yes, that incessant, restless stream of thoughts, jumping from one idea to the next without control. He offers strategies to tame it and transform it into a wise monk mind.
A state of focused clarity and inner peace. So, what are the key practices here for gaining control over our thoughts? How do we get from monkey to monk?
Well, it involves several key practices, rooted in meditative traditions like Hinduism and Buddhism for balance and clarity. Things like reframing negatives, practicing kindness to yourself, and detaching from unhelpful attachments.
The core idea, which is central to many Eastern philosophies, is viewing thoughts as passing visitors, right? Not permanent residents in your mental home.
Exactly. You observe them, you acknowledge their presence, but you don't have to invite them to stay or, dictate your actions.
Creates that crucial separation between you and your thoughts and gives you agency over your inner world.
Shetty also eliminates the power of daily mental check-ins, which help you overwrite bad patterns. For example, when you catch yourself thinking, I can't, he encourages you to challenge it with, how can I?
It's an active, conscious process of retraining your brain, interrupting negative thought loops with empowering questions.
Becoming an active participant in shaping your mental landscape, not just a passive recipient of whatever thoughts pop up.
And in 2025's digital overload, this is incredibly relevant, isn't it? We're constantly bombarded with notifications, endless feeds, multitasking demands that just splinter our attention.
It's overwhelming.
Totally. Shetty suggests using apps for guided breathing or short meditations to stay present amid this digital noise.
Creating pockets of calm throughout the day, even for just 5 minutes between meetings.
Exactly. These micro breaks can be incredibly powerful in resetting your mental state, preventing that buildup of mental clutter and overwhelm.
Let's think about some US-based examples. Consider a student at a university in Boston, maybe overwhelmed by research papers, demanding deadlines, social pressures.
A stressful mix.
They might use a guided breathing app during a study break to quiet their racing thoughts and anxiety instead of just reaching for their phone to endlessly scroll social media.
A healthier coping mechanism.
Or a software developer in San Francisco, constantly interrupted by Slack messages and emails, could implement deep work blocks.
Using a timer and a do not disturb mode to achieve single-task focus.
Right. And then practice detaching from the urge to immediately check emails during those periods. The prevalence of mental health apps and corporate wellness programs focusing on mindfulness in the U.S. really shows a widespread need for these very tools.
Individuals and organizations are seeking ways to cope with the relentless pace of modern life.
The goal is to reclaim your mental throne, stepping into focused, calm, and endless potential.
Being the conductor of your thoughts, not just a passenger on a chaotic train pulling you in every direction. It gives you agency over your inner world.
Which in turn influences your outer world and your ability to respond thoughtfully to life's challenges.
Makes perfect sense.
Master your mind, master your life. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates on mental clarity. Next on our journey of growth, Jay Shetty delves into a concept that can often trip us up: the ego. He describes that feeling of being puffed up with pride, only to crash when reality hits.
We've all seen it, maybe even felt it.
Shetty exposes the ego's tricks, contrasting that fake self-importance with true humility, drawing lessons from monastic vows of simplicity. How does Shetty define ego in a way that helps us manage it and guide us towards genuine humility?
Well, Shetty's insight is that the ego, left unchecked, seeks external validation. It makes our self-worth fragile and dependent on outside factors: praise, status, possessions.
So how do we stay grounded?
He encourages us to remember both the harms we've caused and the kindnesses we've received. This helps foster a sense of interconnectedness and modesty.
Reminding us we're part of a larger whole, both givers and receivers.
Exactly. A key practice is to detach from accolades as temporary. Praise, like criticism, is fleeting. Anchoring your self-worth to it leads to instability and a constant need for that external validation.
True self-worth comes from within, he argues.
Yes, cultivated through self-awareness and genuine contribution, not external applause.
Shetty also illuminates how to build confidence through modesty and how to genuinely celebrate others without falling into that trap of comparison.
That's a tricky balance.
It is. But it's about being secure in your own worth, recognizing your unique talents without needing to diminish others to feel good about yourself.
Which allows for authentic joy in others' success, fosters better relationships and a more positive internal state, frees you from that exhausting cycle of competition.
And in 2025's influencer culture, where self-promotion and curated perfection often dominate social media, his lessons really cut through the hype, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. He encourages authentic shares over showy posts. Think about the pressure on platforms like Instagram or TikTok to always present the best version of yourself.
It leads to either an inflated sense of self or, conversely, deep insecurity when comparing yourself to others' seemingly perfect lives.
Right. Shetty's approach counters this by promoting genuine connection through vulnerability. He argues true strength lies not in perfection, but in authenticity and shared humanity.
Let's bring in some US-based examples. Consider the hustle culture in cities like New York or Los Angeles, where people often tie their identity and ego to their professional achievements, their net worth, their material possessions.
The external markers of success.
Shetty's message encourages a shift. Instead of chasing the next promotion just for status or the next luxury item for outward display, focus on the genuine impact of your work or the intrinsic value of your experiences.
Shifting the focus inward.
Or think of an online content creator in Miami who might be tempted to heavily filter their life for likes and views, presenting an unrealistic facade.
A common temptation.
Shetty's advice would be to share authentic vulnerabilities and true experiences, fostering deeper connection with their audience rather than just showing off an idealized version of their life.
This shedding of the ego's weight can lead to genuine strength and connection, rather than superficial validation that ultimately leaves you feeling empty.
It's about understanding that true strength isn't about being better than anyone else,
But about being genuinely, humbly, and confidently yourself, and celebrating the successes of others as if they were your own, because in a deeply interconnected world, their wins contribute to the collective good.
It's a foundational shift from me to we.
Well said.
Shed the ego, soar with strength, like, subscribe, and share for more updates on authentic living. Okay, now we move into the final part of our deep dive. Give, starting with gratitude. In a world constantly pushing us for more, Jay Shetty reminds us that a simple thank you can spark real, profound joy.
It seems so simple, but it's powerful.
He champions gratitude as a daily powerhouse, linking it to better health, increased presence, and it's deeply rooted in Vedic rituals of appreciation. How does Shetty help us cultivate this powerful emotion, especially when things are tough?
Good point. He encourages us to practice it for people, places, and even challenges. Yes, even the tough stuff.
Grateful for challenges. How does that work?
The Vedic tradition often involves rituals of offering and appreciation, acknowledging interconnectedness. Shetty suggests extending gratitude through acts like volunteering, transforming internal appreciation into external action.
Making it tangible.
Right. And what's truly insightful is his take on forgiving via gratitude, turning pain into growth.
Forgiving through gratitude.
Yeah, it's about finding the lesson or the opportunity for growth even in difficult experiences or when someone has wronged you, rather than holding on to resentment. It doesn't mean condoning harm.
But releasing the emotional burden it places on you.
Exactly. And in 2025, with post-pandemic recovery vibes still shaping our communities, this emphasis on gratitude feels more vital than ever.
That collective experience highlighted the importance of connection and resilience, didn't it?
It really did. Shetty suggests trying gratitude journals, especially amid global challenges or even celebrating climate wins like renewable energy booms. It's about shifting focus to progress and positive developments.
Cultivating an optimistic outlook despite adversity.
Let's explore some U.S.-based examples. Think about how local communities across the U.S. rallied during the pandemic, showing immense gratitude for essential workers.
That was powerful to see.
Shetty's advice would be to formalize that spontaneous gratitude. Perhaps a neighborhood in Kansas City starts a weekly gratitude walk, consciously appreciating local businesses or parks they often take for granted.
Making appreciation intentional.
Or consider the growing trend of giving circles in U.S. cities, where groups pool resources and direct them to causes they're grateful for, multiplying their impact.
Collective gratitude in action.
Even in the face of climate change, he'd encourage gratitude for environmental advancements, like the growth of vast solar farms in Arizona providing clean energy, or the restoration of vital wetlands in Louisiana that protect coastlines.
It's about watching your world brighten as thanks becomes your superpower, makes you more resilient and optimistic.
It truly is a superpower. When you consistently focus on what you're grateful for, your entire perspective shifts. It literally rewires your brain to seek out the positive.
It's not about ignoring challenges or denying difficulties.
No, not at all. It's about anchoring yourself in appreciation, which gives you the strength and perspective to face challenges with greater clarity and less despair.
Tuning potential setbacks into opportunities for deeper connection and learning.
Precisely.
Unleash your gratitude superpower. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates that will brighten your world. Next up in Give, Jay Shetty turns his attention to relationships. We've all experienced connections that fizzle out or spark drama.
Oh yes, part of life.
Shetty maps out trust's layers, competence, care, character, and consistency, and describes stages from basic acquaintances to deep bonds. How do these layers inform the quality and longevity of our relationships?
That framework is incredibly useful because it breaks down the abstract idea of trust into actionable components. It's inspired by monastic community living, where strong bonds of trust and mutual support are essential.
Essential for survival and spiritual growth in that context?
Right. Shetty emphasizes focusing on growth together. This means blending attractions, physical, mental, spiritual seeking comprehensive connections that nurture all aspects of a person.
Not just one dimension.
No. He also provides insightful analysis on motivations in love, urging self-awareness for healthier ties. It's about understanding your own needs, your patterns, your why for seeking a relationship.
Before you can truly connect with others in a meaningful, lasting way.
Exactly. Without that self-awareness, you risk bringing unresolved issues into every connection.
And in 2025's app-driven dating scene, Shetty's ideas seem crucial for building lasting vibes beyond just swipes, don't they?
Absolutely. The superficiality of online profiles can often obscure deeper qualities like character and consistency.
He even suggests virtual trust-building exercises, which is fascinating for our increasingly digital world where so many relationships begin and are maintained online. How does he advise navigating that digital landscape?
Let's dive into some U.S.-based examples. The challenges of dating apps are a common topic from college campuses to urban centers. Shetty's framework encourages people to move beyond superficial profiles.
Focus on demonstrating character and consistency early on.
Yes. For example, a young professional in New York City using a dating app might consciously prioritize conversations that reveal competence. Are they good at what they do? Do they follow through? And care? Do they show empathy? Are they genuinely interested?
Rather than just looks or initial chemistry.
Right. Or consider how remote teams in U.S. companies are using virtual team-building activities. Shetty's insights could be applied here to build trust layers, even without in-person interaction.
By designing exercises that showcase consistency and effort and care for colleagues.
Exactly. It's about creating relationships that uplift and evolve with you, not just fleeting connections based on transient desires.
It's about intentionality in building bonds, whether they're romantic, platonic, or professional. moving beyond just finding a partner, defining a partner in growth.
Someone who genuinely contributes to your well-being and helps you become a better person. It transforms every interaction into an opportunity for mutual elevation.
Which raises an important question. Are your relationships enriching you and those around you, or are they draining you?
Shetty provides the framework to assess and improve the quality of your connections, transforming them into sources of strength and joy rather than potential sources of drama or depletion.
Build relationships that truly uplift you. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates on meaningful connections. Finally, Jay Shetty culminates his teachings with what he calls the ultimate high, giving without expecting anything back.
Service as peak purpose.
Exactly. He crowns service as peak purpose, echoing the Bhagavad Gita's call to selfless action, or seva.
Service performed purely for the well-being of others, without expectation of personal gain.
This is where all the previous lessons on letting go and growing truly come to fruition, isn't it? Why is service considered the ultimate expression of this monk mindset?
Well, it's the ultimate expression because it transcends the self. It dissolves the ego and connects us to something larger than ourselves.
Moving beyond the me.
Right. He encourages us to start small, with daily kind acts, and build to bigger impacts. He asserts that this is where true happiness hides.
So it's not about grand gestures initially.
Not necessarily. It's about cultivating a spirit of generosity in your everyday interactions, holding a door, offering a genuine compliment, listening attentively to a friend. These small acts build the muscle of compassion and shift your focus outward.
Shetty also illuminates how blending gratitude and relationships into service leads to exponential joy.
Yes, when you're grateful for what you have and you build strong, authentic relationships, service becomes a natural outflow, a spontaneous expression of your inner abundance.
Multiplying your positive impact on the world, it becomes a virtuous cycle where giving actually replenishes you.
Exactly. And with 2025's rise in community-driven movements, like global volunteer networks facilitated via apps, his wisdom amplifies your potential ripple effect,
Technology connecting us to service opportunities in ways previously unimaginable.
allowing individual acts of kindness to be part of a much larger collective action. Even a small act can have a widespread impact when done with intention.
Let's consider some US-based live examples. Imagine a group of friends in Seattle starting a plogging group.
Plogging, jogging while picking up litter.
Yep, a small act of service that blends movement, community connection, and environmental care. Simple idea, multiple benefits.
I like it.
Or consider the numerous mutual aid networks that sprang up across U.S. cities during challenging times like natural disasters or economic downturns.
Where neighbors help neighbors with groceries, childcare, or emotional support without expectation of repayment. Pure seva.
Right. Shetty's principles would encourage a business owner in Phoenix, Arizona to not just focus on profit, but maybe dedicate a portion of their time or revenue to supporting local charities.
Weaving service into their core business model as a non-negotiable part of their operations.
He's essentially inviting you to step into a life of giving that fills your soul and changes the world, one selfless act at a time, moving beyond self-interest to truly connect with humanity.
It's about understanding that the more you give, the more you receive. Not necessarily in material terms, but in profound inner satisfaction, a sense of purpose, and connection to a larger human experience.
Which raises an important question.
What small act of service can you initiate today, right where you are, to begin cultivating this ultimate high?
Ready to change the world, one kind act at a time. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates on living a life of purpose and service.
Wow, what a deep dive. We've journeyed through Jay Shetty's Think Like a Monk, exploring how to let go of limiting beliefs, grow into our truest selves, and find profound purpose in giving.
Yeah, from auditing your identity amidst those AI-curated feeds.
To transforming fear into fuel in a volatile job market.
And cultivating gratitude that truly brightens your world. We've covered a lot of ground today. We've seen how ancient Vedic wisdom and monastic practices aren't just historical footnotes, are they?
Not at all. They're practical survival guides for our modern, often overwhelming lives. The insights on reframing intentions, building mindful routines, taming that monkey mind, and shedding the ego, they're truly transformative.
And what's fascinating, as you said earlier, is that the principles aren't about becoming a monk literally.
Right. It's about integrating a monk mindset into your everyday existence, no matter where you are or what you do. It's about a shift in consciousness that's accessible to everyone.
This deep dive, focused on the very first steps of Shetty's book, really shows us that peace, purpose, and clarity aren't found in adding more to our plates.
No, it's the opposite.
It's in the intentional removal of what doesn't serve us and the mindful cultivation of what truly matters. We hope you feel equipped to start your own journey of introspection and intentional living.
Absolutely. And as you reflect on today's insights, maybe consider this provocative thought. If you were to fully embody the principles of letting go, growing, and giving, even in the smallest ways,
Mm.
what unexpected freedoms and joys might you discover in your life by the end of this very week? What stands out to you from our conversation today that you can implement immediately?
Something to really think about. Thank you for joining us on Book Podcast Zone for this deep dive. If you found these insights valuable, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share for more updates that will inspire your intentions and help you on your journey. Until next time, keep exploring, keep growing, and keep living with intention.